Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV's news for Thursday, January 9th, 2020. I am Bhavna there with the details. ULP winning again for SVG. This is the theme under which the ruling Unity Labour Party will be hosting its 24th annual convention this Sunday at the Camden Park Secondary School in the South Leeward constituency. General Secretary of the party, Julian Francis, told SVG-TV News he expects a pump-up event where party supporters will be given direction by their leader, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, who will also outline plans for SVG in 2020 and beyond.
No elections this year. We had our elections last year. And in the afternoon, we do our business session. We discuss our plans and programs. That's off camera. Morning is live streaming, Facebook, all the social media, and audio, radio, WFM and Star FM. Okay. That's the content of the day. There's no special feature that is going to be of any secret or plans for the party that's going to be public. So after we have finished our business session in the afternoons, then the leadership of the party speaks to the results of the convention afterwards.
Francis said that because of the large crowd expectation at Sunday's convention, they will be making accommodation to give some supporters the opportunity to speak at the open forum.
And all supporters who want to talk and voice their grievance, congratulate the government, whatever they want to say on the open forum. Nothing is censored, nothing is done. You come, say what you want about the program, say what you want about individuals and so on. We accommodate that. And as a party, we settle it then and there. I mean, I take very copious notes. There's not going to be a reduction in the crowd that we had last year, which filled the hall and overflowed. There was only standing room left in the convention hall. This year I anticipate a larger crowd than last year, so I'm making outside more overflow friendly, if I can term that. Put up screens outside, so I know we'll be accommodating more than we can accommodate. We're going to have.
The ULP General Secretary is confident of a resounding victory for the party in the upcoming general elections, which will give it a fifth consecutive term in office.
The 5 years expire in December, and I expect it to run its full course. The people elected us for 5 years. Why shortchange them? The Unity Labour Party has been the best government ever in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and there are few persons that question that. We continue since 1998 to carry the majority vote in St. Vincent. We have not lost on the majority vote. We have lost a couple of seats between 2005 and 2015. But we are very confident that the feel out there and the love for the party and its programs will carry us back to where we were in 2010 with seats.
Meanwhile, leader of the opposition New Democratic Party, Dr. Godwin Friday, says the party is moving now into full election mode to ensure a victory at the upcoming polls. Dr. Friday told SVG-TV News that they have started their community meetings and will be engaged in other activities as they are anticipating elections early this year.
Has run its course. The government has to Parliament has to be dissolved this year, and the sooner the better from my point of view. So our plan is to win the election, so all of our activities will be geared towards that, to motivate our supporters to move the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as they have done already, to take action to change government. I mean, this is what our democracy is about. This is what a lot of people tell me they were waiting for. So we are going to have a slate of activities, many activities, that will bring us to that objective.
Dr. Friday said the candidates who will be contesting the upcoming elections on the NDP ticket are being carefully selected to ensure they win their seats.
Sister Phil, it's very exciting because there's so many people who want to run for the NDP. You know, it's a wonderful feeling to be the leader of a party where you have so many people are saying, Friday, we want to join the team. And I'm saying that, you know, we give the constituencies the best chance for the NDP candidate to win, and that is what we are doing. So when we select candidates, it's with that in mind. We don't have to go out there and brag and boast about it. You don't have to put a billboard to say, look at how all these people are supporting the NDP and so on. They will do their selection, whatever they want to do. Whichever candidates they bring, we're going to beat them. That's the long and the short of it, because we are going to have exceptional candidates in all the constituencies. We have outstanding programs that will focus on the lives of Vincentian, not about making the politicians look good. We want to make the people look good. A fellow told me one day down in Kingston, during Carnival time, he said, Friday, see all these things they're doing and so on and so forth? All of that's well, but we have to nice up the people. It's time for us to nice up the people.
The NDP leader says currently some of the things which are lacking in the country are employment and business opportunities, which an NDP government will make a priority.
Walk around Kingstown in the market, when I walk in villages, communities all over, you get this sense that people are excited about changing the country, changing the government, and we want to change government not for the sake of saying, well, it's their turn, they finish, it's my turn. No, that's not it. The point is to change government, to change the country. And changing the country means providing opportunities for people. Getting the government to facilitate businesses so that they can succeed. Because when they succeed, they hire people, they pay taxes. That's how countries run. It's not a question of the government just simply, gathering up some money, going away, picking up a few little grants here and then coming back and doling it out. That's not how you run a country. That's not an economy. That's like a highfalutin sort of welfare system. What we need is to get the people to be actively involved in producing and in changing their communities, providing for their families, and the government must help them to do that. That's the government's role.
Minister of Agriculture Subota Caesar is encouraging persons, including the youth, to take advantage of the many opportunities available in the agriculture sector. Discussing the growth of the poultry industry at a press briefing earlier this week, Minister Caesar said that other than egg production, poultry meat is an area of interest, and his ministry will be examining the possibility of creating a breeder flock.
We're putting it out there to the vet division for us to develop 2 breeder flocks for eggs, egg production, for the broilers and the layers, because we import fertile eggs from the United States of America, and Mr. Gomes would have outlined the sums that we are paying to import these eggs. We are going to look at the cadre of farmers we have to see if we could select a group of the farmers to deal with the production of eggs, fertile eggs, and the establishment of a breeder flock, because our neighbors in the OECS, they import their eggs, their fertile eggs, from the United States of America as well, even though they are self-sufficient in the production of eggs. So this is an opportunity that we are working to carve out.
The Agriculture Minister said he is delighted by the entrepreneurial spirit of the youth and encouraged them to find different ways to take advantage of the opportunities in agriculture.
Very happy that there are young persons in this country who are willing to say, I am going to provide employment for myself because there is an opportunity. And we have to really encourage persons who create their own forms of employment, legal employment, and are doing well. And it is also an encouragement to other young persons who are leaving school. When you leave school, I want, when you graduate, to look around in the economy and see where you could find a space to fit in. The Ministry of Industry is there, the Department of Labor is there, yes. There are persons who are needed in the public service. But the level of independence that you have as a businessman, owning your own business, you must never forget that it is something that I want us to explore as young people.
In other news, the police have launched an investigation into the death of 18-year-old Denrick Patterson of Layou. Patterson reportedly went swimming with friends at Buckerman Bay, where he struck his head while jumping into the sea. His body was then removed from the water. The incident is said to have occurred around 4 p.m. yesterday. A high surf advisory and small craft warning is in effect for St. Vincent and the Grenadines for deteriorating marine conditions, which will affect the islands up to 11 a.m. on Wednesday the 5th of January 2020. A small craft warning means in this case that winds of 25 to 30 knots or greater and sea equal to or greater than 3 meters or 10 feet are forecast to affect the marine area. The condition is brought on by a strong high-pressure system centered over the eastern Atlantic, forecast to generate easterly to east-northeasterly surface winds of 20 to 25 knots and easterly to east-northeasterly swells peaking near 3 meters or 10 feet from around 5 a.m. Friday the 10th of January. An advisory said a further deterioration in the conditions is anticipated for late Sunday, with swells peaking near 3.5 meters or 11 feet and wind speeds increasing to 25 to 30 knots or 46 to 56 kilometers per hour. Large waves and dangerous rip currents during this time could create unsafe conditions for small craft operators, particularly on the eastern, northern, eastern and southeastern coastlines. Sea bathers are being advised to stay out of the water during this warning period. However, some caution still could be exercised along western, northwestern, southwestern coastlines of the island. These conditions could be even more adverse at times of high tide. Teachers, students and education officials urged to make good of their anchor in 2020. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Welcome back. Teachers, students and education officials have been urged to make God their anchor in 2020. The appeal came from Parliamentary Secretary Senator Deborah Charles as she addressed the Ministry of Education annual church service today at the New Testament Church of God at Wilson Hill.
Ministry's perspective, we look forward to working with you. We look forward by God's grace to ensuring that the Ministry of Education is the ministry that moves this country forward. We know without education, our people would perish. And when I say perish, I don't mean spiritually. I mean that we will not be able to move forward. We will not be able to have persons who are marketable. And we live in a very competitive age where persons are, education is the key to success. And if we are not doing what we ought to do in education, then we would be failing the generation that comes.
Educators were thanked for their service in 2019, and as the new decade and new year commence, they are encouraged to set the example for a faithful generation.
And as a ministry, we have overcome much of the problems that we faced last year. We want to thank all of you teachers. We thank the students. We thank the persons in admin in the ministry. We thank the persons in different departments for their contribution, the contributions that you have made. We applaud those contributions, and I want us to work so that the next generation would find us faithful. As we move forward, let us move knowing that God is going to move with us if we put Him first. And we have seen that at the beginning of the school year, or sorry, not the school year, but the year, we have instituted a service such as this so that persons would realize that God is the anchor that holds us together.
The sermon at the church service was delivered by Youth Director of the SVG Seventh-day Adventist Mission, Brent St. Jean, who used biblical scriptures to explain how God works in the lives of people. He emphasized the important role of teachers and why they should continue to teach the nation's children.
The reason why you are here is not because you have not made mistakes. It's not because you are the best teacher or the best student. It's because God has been fighting for you. David says, our souls have escaped. Are you still with me? Out like a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken and we have escaped. Watch it as a time. We'll give you a story and a close.
Songs and psalms were read by students and special prayers offered up for educational institutions, administration and stakeholders in education. The protection of children against abuse were also emphasized at the Thanksgiving service.
Thank you, dear Father, for the effort that they have been making over the years. Sometimes some might not even see what's the reward for the effort. But dear Father, over time, you're the God who rewards us diligently for what we have done. So we say thank thee. Continue to keep them there, Father. We pray for our students right now throughout this land. We even come against abuse, dear Father, of our children. Oh dear God, we pray right now that your guardian angel would watch over them.
I pray today, God, that your hands will be upon those who work in the offices, God. I pray, God, that you'll touch their hearts and you will touch their minds, that God, that whatever they review, whatever they do, that God, your fear will be upon their hearts. Because God, what they teach in the schools will impact the lives of our children and even the destiny of some of them.
We thank you, O God, for making them the head and not the tail, for placing them above and not beneath. We commit to you, O Lord, all that are involved in the education of our children. And so we give you thanks for doing mighty things in this year 2020 and beyond.
A 17-year-old Vincentian has been awarded Male Young Leader of the Year at the Caribbean Youth Leadership Retreat in Bridgetown, Barbados. T. Brown, a student at the St. Vincent Grenades Community College, was recognized at the retreat that was held from December the 27th to 30th last year and was hosted by the United Young Leaders of Barbados for his commitment to excellence in advocacy and youth leadership. The retreat was held under the theme Run With It, Youth and Health. The participants included youth from Barbados, Dominica, Jamaica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Trinidad and Tobago. They were engaged in physical activity, health talks, team building, educational representations, and development health-related projects.